What's going on, guys? New video. So I left it, we just put the fuel system in. So I dragged the hood inside, let it melt off a little bit. I'm gonna try and slap it on. I kind of wanted to leave it off, but my old man's going to town for a little bit, so it's kind of now or never. So we're gonna struggle this thing on. I don't think I have a whole lot. I got to work in this area, so hopefully the hood won't be too much of a pain. What are you gonna do? After work, stopped and I got some transmission line, exhaust stuff, just some hangers, clamps, a belt, shorter belt so I can run it without the power steering. Got an O2 bung, the other one bust. I think I have the other O2 sensor inside, and just some tubes so I can start doing the transmission cooling lines. Otherwise, gotta kind of clean up under here a little bit. So I want to get the exhaust dialed in, go through, double check all the fuel system. I think the filter and all that's kind of loose. Zip tie everything out of the way and make sure it's not anywhere in the exhaust, so that's pretty key. I also got some nuts and bolts, so I got a torque converter to flywheel. I haven't done that yet, and a starter. Got to put that in. You know, all the wires, nothing's hooked up, so I get all that dealt with. On here, I just got to kind of smash this closed and weld it up. Put that back on the exhaust and then the intake, and then I have to glue in what else? This little piece here, which is the for the vacuum, the power brakes or whatever. So I just got to kind of glue it and put a bolt in it, but it's broken off. So I got some, I don't know, plastic weld. So hopefully that'll work in the back. Yeah, general maintenance, a little bit of cleaning. But on my back, welding, double check the rear end tight, and measure for a drive shaft. So lots of stuff. Started working a little bit. Danielle came home with a bunch of packages from the P.O. box, our first haul.
Presents!
So she's gonna start opening some of these up. So that one...
This is sharp.
Yeah, it's a knife. That one's for a guy on Instagram, I don't know, it was on YouTube. Q-Ball's his name there, so just cut it with the... That's why I put it up.
This. Oh no, there's a way. Look, there's a thingy so that I don't die.
Canada Post knows.
What? Wait, is this a scary movie?
Yeah.
No one said it was scary.
Well, it's a car that kills people. So thank you, buddy.
I'm so excited, but I'm also terrified. Oh no, I get real scared.
Oh no, super
Oh, no.
Canadian.
But I'm so excited. Let's watch this weekend.
Go for it.
Ooh, from the director of Halloween and Vampires. Thanks, man. I'm stoked. Okay.
Want to do this one?
Yeah.
This one.
This one already looks open.
Well, it was from Zip Ties and Biosplice, and we're a PG channel,
We
so
had
I
to
wanted to.
pre-screen.
Yeah. We need a 30-second delay just to make sure.
Ah, dude.
I'm stoked on a new hat.
Mint.
Fucking mid.
Wow, I thought we were PG.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes in. They won't catch
Oh,
us.
dope.
Couple t-shirts.
These are awesome.
All you gotta do is send them some tights. It'll suit you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this.
Be pretty good.
I love this. Thanks,
Yep.
man.
Looks like I was like something else flag.
Oh, maybe. Can I wear it as a cape?
In the bedroom.
We like to get a little freaky sometimes, you know? Nice. We're gonna have to hang this up.
See if they're spark resistant.
Ooh, ladies.
All sorts of good stuff. Oh, 2 ladies.
This is awesome.
A little red line for a good
I
time.
like it.
Steve, we brought him out. Everyone was asking to see Steve again, so it's been a little chilly. He's not much of a shop dog. He's been a little lazy.
Wear it as a cape.
You're decked out for the next one?
Yeah. Boom. Here, take your hat off. Put this one on.
Full merch.
Yeah.
Look at that, the DD Speed Shop. That's the old school truck.
OG.
And that's like the original logo I came up with.
That's not how hats work.
Well, I need less. I need more room. I can't camera and do the same thing.
Here.
Oh, it's got like a little spot in the back for a man ponytail.
For a garage bun? Yeah. I gotta tighten mine. I got a little head.
Alright, next one. I think the next one was from Ken, old Whale and Wire there.
It's gonna be awkward when it's not.
I think it says his name on
no,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Whatever.
This is a very sharp tool to give me. I've had a glass of wine.
Yeah. Steve, you're banging the truck.
Should I go away from myself?
What are you doing, buddy?
Man, he really wrapped the cuts out of this.
Well, safety first with that guy. He still has like the holiday wrapping paper too. Did we get something from Amazon Prime?
Might have.
He's wrapping t-shirts like it was glass.
Oh my gosh! Oh look, and another hat! Oh, note! Ooh, cards! Yeah!
He really went for it.
Those look nice.
Those are nice. We gotta get something like that. Oh, it's like 3D. Wow. Coates Crafting. Chem Coates, give him a call.
Hey Dan, just from watching your videos, you appear to be a fair-sized boy. Oh, sorry, a fair-sized old boy. So maybe one of these shirts will fit you. If not, maybe the dog can wear it. I don't know if Danny wears hats at all. But personally, I think she'd be really styling if she wears one of my whaling wire hats while she's a picking and a grinning. Love your YouTube channel and all that you do. I'm very pleased to get acquainted with you two. Take care now and keep the videos coming. Later, Ken. Aww, Ken.
Hat to hat.
I'm so excited to have so many hats.
Good for you.
Whoa, this one is dope.
That is cool. Wow.
I like it.
I like that. There's even, look at that, the 56 Chevy.
Dope.
That is dope. I like that.
I love that. And then there's this one too.
Fair-sized boy, mostly in the upper body and stuff. But that's cool.
It's
I
nice.
like that.
Oh my gosh, this was so fun. Thank you, everybody. Just so you know, presents are my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
All right, don't feel greedy.
I love presents.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for sending everything there. We appreciate it.
We love you.
And we'll be back to grinding on junk now. We'll test these things out for, this one's made it through like a year of grinding, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this
The
is
next
awesome.
one.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you and unexpected, everybody.
Bye, Steve. All right, back at it. So, a few people asked about the sending unit and how I kind of did on this thing. Seats back is a pain in the ass. This is what I use. People asked, it's Seal All. It literally just seals everything. Gas and oil resistant. So I did that. I actually have a picture. I think I took a picture, so I'll kind of put that up, maybe show you exactly what I did. But pretty simple. Soldered one line in, had the factory one out, and then just where the two wires came up, I just kind of use that to act as a bit of a, kind of like a grommet. I also got this stuff, so we'll see how it works. Plastic welder. So that's what I'm going to use to glue this thing in the back of the intake. I figure it's plastic, so it should be able to be plastic welded. So I'm going to mix that up, put that in. It's supposed to set up in 5 minutes. So should make progress, get the easy stuff done. Alright, well, I've been kind of putzing around there. I got the O2 welded in the exhaust, and it's kind of up. Unfortunately, I ordered new gaskets for the exhaust manifold. Goes to the little whatever, the 3-bolt thing. So I can't really put it up where I want it yet, and then once it's bolted up, I want to know what I want to do with the muffler. So everything's just kind of still sitting there. I got the piece glued in the back, so that's taken care of. I changed the fan, so when I start up, it doesn't blow up my face. Put a belt on, and then I started taking out the rear brake line. Guys, it was rotted right by the rear end, so I'm just going to run a new one back, because I'm a good guy like that. My old man just called. He's headed over, and we're going to try and slap this hood on. So I'm going to get some bolts ready, and you guys can watch us wrestle this sucker on. guys probably won't even believe this, but the hood went on. Like, I literally just banged it on there with the impact. And it's like perfect. I don't think I could do a body line this straight if I tried. But that's how I'm gonna leave it for tonight. It's supper time now. It's actually already kind of late, so I don't think we'll be back out. I'll be back at tomorrow. Do a little more screwing around. But thanks to Zip Ties, Whale and Wire, Cue Ball, appreciate it. Put you guys down in the description there for a little link. Check those guys out. Back at it tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So it's actually been a couple days since I've been filming. I worked on the truck all night last night. I didn't do any filming because I was just doing boring stuff. I was finishing up the exhaust. I had to weld everything. It still needs a couple of hangers, but it's there. I've been going over all the electrical. When the motor was pulled, all the connectors were cut off, which, whatever, it's how it goes. So I've been going through and just adding connectors and doing all that stuff, which is super boring and tedious. And, you know, wiring all those things, putting the starter back in, all that. Working on the throttle cable, whatever it may be. So that's kind of where I've been at. Again, when the guy who I got the truck from pulled the motor out, he just snipped everything right at the bulkhead connector there for anything in the motor, which isn't the end of the world, but I mean starter wire and stuff like that. And I gotta figure out a charging system and whatever. So I've been kind of running all those wires, but I got the booster pack on it. So check this out. So it cranks over. So that's a good sign. I knew it was a running motor, actually. I got the motor off Brent, so he's a trustworthy dude. But that being said, I mean, the motor cranks over. Ultimately, if I give 12 volts to this fuse block I put in for the motor and 12 volts to the pump, I'm thinking it should run. So I'm going to kind of screw around with that, do a little bit more kind of tidying up. I did get a bunch of fluids and stuff like that, so I put some coolant in it. The transmission, I don't have any lines on it, so if I fire it up, it'll make a hell of a mess. But I'm making lots of progress. So I think it'll be another kind of long day of wiring and screwing around before it's actually running on its own power, but I might kind of rig it up just to get bark to life for a second there. Well, I thought I wanted to hear it run. I'm sure you guys do as well. And otherwise the videos could be 18 hours long, because I mean, to get this all done properly, it'll take a bunch of time and really terrible filming. So what I've done, my fuse block, and this is the fuel pump, I just tied them into the positive, the battery lead, and then this powers the fuse block. So with that, I'll have crank power, fuel pump, and the computer will run the motor as long as it cranks over. So we'll see about that. So there's no coolant, no nothing like that. I think all the sensors are plugged in, I'm hoping. I looped the transmission line, and I'm just kind of waiting on my battery pack here to finish charging, because I forgot to get a battery. But we'll see if this thing will make a little bit of noise. And as always, I have a fire extinguisher. I got another one on the other side, so we'll see how this goes. So I've tested the fuel system. I don't have any leaks. So pretty simple. My little booster pack here has an on-off switch, so that'll be my kill it if I have any other issues. I've grounded the motor to the body with a set of jumper cables. This is pretty fancy. So you hear the pump going. Let's just see what happens here. That was kind of melodramatic. Well, it ran. I don't quite know what the issue is there, but it died. I don't want to run it forever with no coolant in it. I don't know. I guess that's good. Seems like it's running okay. Didn't make any huge noises. There's kind of a couple of clatters, but there's so much stuff just hanging around down there. It could have been the fan just knocking on things, now that I think about it. For sure it probably was. Yeah. Well, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this video. Like I said, I think it's going to be pretty long. The thing runs. I'm stoked. It's kind of boring. You don't get to fire it up and rev it up and break the cam, nothing like that in. So, I'll start putting this thing together a little better. And, well, next video maybe it'll run on its own power and idle and actually have coolant and all that sort of stuff. Got to measure for a drive shaft. But, it runs. It's easy. So that butchery wiring I did seemed to work out okay. So, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, pass it along, do me a favor. We're doing really good here. I like to kind of keep her going. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one.